the moon,ครับประเทศพงศ์the moon act.
Hello everyone. Hello. Say hello again. My name is Hazra Okem. I'm from Uganda and I'm happy to be here. Today is, in my country, we're also celebrating the World Labor Day. So it's a day for us to focus our energies on the achievements we've done over the years. So I would like to say thank you very much in all your capacities. Whatever you've been doing in our little ways, in the big ways, you are doing a marvelous job as workers across the globe. So we clap for ourselves today. Okay, so I would like to talk about how we are being affected in Africa and the global south on the war in Ukraine and what we are getting in Uganda. So, for example, there's been a cut in donations to the global south. And I'm here to discuss on the impact when the global south is receiving less money, less donations from the superpowers. There has been, last week I had an engagement with one of the donors here because we received money from Denmark. And they said the budget had been cut by 20% starting next year. But this means a lot for an African woman back in Uganda, for an African man, for an African child. Because imagine, when the donations are cut, a lot of it goes into corruption in the global south, in Africa, say, for example. Because of the corruption of the leaders in Africa, the money does not get to the local population, to the people on the ground. As Seniors Without Borders, we have projects in Uganda that involve climate mitigation, use of green technologies, and social services. But with the donations being cut and being refocused to the war in Ukraine and Russia, it means we are likely to suffer more if the big governments focus their energies on the war, on the purchase of military equipment. What happens to the humanitarian responses? We'll have more people suffer because of the climate changes. When there's less money put into climate mitigation, when there's less money put into social services, imagine in my country the rate of HIV is going up by the day. So if we have donors cutting their money, it means there will be more people dying because of HIV. There will be more people dying because they are suffering from effects of climate. This year, for example, we did not receive rain for farmers to do agriculture because of the increased global warming. But what does it mean? It means a child like her in Uganda won't get food to eat. A child like her won't go to school. So there is a lot at stake when the big powers refocus their energies and the money to the war in Ukraine. Governments and dictators like the one in my country has learned from Russia that he would better purchase military weapons to secure his position in his country rather than let this money provide social services. So for us, the war in Ukraine, the global discussions around purchasing military equipment means a lot for the local person in Uganda. There has been, efforts to reduce poverty in Uganda. But now, with the military, with the government purchasing military equipment, funding military wars, it means that all the efforts we've been putting into eradicating poverty will go back to zero. And in the end, we cannot achieve equality if it's uneven. If only people in Europe are having good lives and back in Uganda we are suffering, then we eventually will not achieve a just society for all people. We'll have left the poor behind. We'll have more people going hungry. We'll have more children not getting to school. We'll have more houses without water, toilets. So for us, the war in Ukraine has to stop. It has to stop. So our plea to you good people is we have to put this drama to the end, because there is a lot that is happening. It's beyond the purchase of equipment. It is beyond militarization of our economies, but where do we leave the people? Imagine in Uganda we have the biggest number of refugees because of the wars in the neighboring countries. And this has had a huge impact on the economy. We are not focusing on development, but sustaining ourselves. We are also significantly suffering from the huge debt we have to pay to economies like China. So in other words, it's the money from the good people like you that is supporting the social services. Our revenues are servicing debts from China. So my request to you is the war in Ukraine has to stop so that people, the poorest economies, can thrive as well. Thank you very much.